A lot of people are just surviving, but what would be some things that you would share with them for these people to help them to kind of either have a better attitude about how they're surviving, what they're doing, or really give them some tips to kind of make it a little better?
I think one of the things that come up to my thinking would be never lose sight of hope and belief in yourself. You're going to face some obstacles. Well, that's life. As we both know, when growing up in the Volusia County and the state of Florida and the United States of America. But it's a great opportunity. There's opportunities out there that you have to decide within yourself, I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to take the opportunity and run with it. And then you have to realize that everybody may not be on your side. So there are going to be some challenges. So I would suggest don't lose sight of hope. Believe in yourself. Trust God. I'm not afraid to say that I believe in God.
Hallelujah.
And I think that's, for anyone who may have a challenge with that, that's their problem.
Yeah, that's right.
But I've gone through some challenges myself physically, but I've learned how to depend on Him and believe in myself. Trust. Don't be afraid to try, because you have opportunities where just in case something may not go the way you think, does not mean you're not going to achieve what you're trying to achieve. So focus on your goals. Go after it vigorously. Don't be afraid to I learned a long time ago to say, just because you may have failed, it does not make you a failure.
That's right.
It's an opportunity to learn from it. So I believe in that. I strive to move forward in everything I do.
And I read something one place that said that the true failure is someone who never tries.
Exactly.
Never attempts, to do whatever. And some of the other things that you've just shared too are, I think, just so key and so important. And sometimes, I used to say, because we had this saying when we were growing up about, reach for the moon or something. And then someone said to me, no, reach for the stars.
Yes.
Because you can go further, But the truth is that you might reach for the stars and land on the moon. But that might not be a bad thing, That may have been exactly where God wanted you to be. But if you hadn't been reaching there, and really trying to do that, you wouldn't have landed where He wanted you to be. So we've got to have the courage to try, and know too. And I'm sure this is part of what you've done, because you and I have both know this, that you can't all of a sudden decide that, wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm going to be a doctor, or you know what, and think then that all of a sudden, with little or no effort, you're going to become a doctor. You can say that I'm going to be a doctor, but understand that there's a lot of work, a lot of preparation, everything that goes into that. And there are people who have done it. But you have to have that commitment to do it, because things in life do require preparation. They do require the right mindset. And they do require a belief and a trust in and I am too, like you, I believe in trusting God. I put my faith in Him. I wouldn't want to be anywhere where He would not want me to be and be there with me. Praise God. So people need to understand that God made us, and He didn't make us to be failures. He made us to be the best that we could be. And, we are less than what He wants us to be when we settle for less. And I'm sure there are people out there that you've seen that you wish you could just grab them and shake them and say, do you know how great a person you are? Do you know what's inside of you that really could be, and if you just would go ahead and make some effort and, aren't there those times that you have when you just wish you could do that?
Exactly. And I think one of the things, another component I believe is association. You need to try to put yourself in an environment where you can always be learning. I'm never afraid to learn.
Yes.
Even though I have a degree in business, and I've had persons say, how do you get from business to social services? Well, you're either selling a product or you're selling a service. So it's just a matter of what you're selling. Okay. So my thing is to try to get persons to understand, you need to try to make certain that you surround yourself with persons who are, one, have your best interest, and who are not afraid to correct you.
Right.
Because correction and direction are two different things. And sometimes people believe that if you're corrected, that you're directed. Not necessarily. You corrected because you may have made an error or a mistake, or you're going in the wrong direction. But direction means that I'm going to give you some instructions. I've always surrounded myself. Remember a gentleman that we both had life experience with by the name of George Williams?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Williams has always been a mentor and
such an
inspiration to me all my life. One of the things when I did, I set up a scholarship at Tuskegee University in honor of Mr. Williams, who also influenced me to go to Tuskegee. So I was there at the time when we had some other person there, but I wanted to make certain that I acknowledged the fact that Mr. Williams has always been a very important part of my life. So surround yourself.
Let me just say, I agree, you know, ditto, because when I was in high school, and I never even really thought that much about college, you know, I mean, just didn't think about it. But he is the one who put the seed in me to go to college, you know, helped me to start looking different places in the line, and really told me that I could, you know, you just do it, just go ahead and do it. In fact, he ended up at Stetson University, I'm sure as you know, part of the staff there, really received really high recognition from Stetson University as well, and he's the one again who encouraged me to go there and probably even helped me, you know. Praise God. He, of course, and number one with Campbell and school board and all that kind of stuff. You know, there are people, good people that we've had in our lives who've really just been there for us, and basically they were there, you know, helping to push us to do and to be our best. You know, not necessarily taking you by the hand and just carrying you everywhere, but telling you that you had it in you to do it, you know? Just do it, just do it.
Mr. Williams, when I mentioned the word correction and directions, that was important to me as far as him. I was in Tuskegee, and Mr. Williams would either give me a call or write me a letter, and I would give him some idea of what was going on, especially if I talked to him. He did not hesitate to correct me. Okay, I was like 700 miles away from him. Okay, but he also would come back and give me some direction on what maybe I should do and how I should handle it. So I'll always remember that correction and direction, and I've tried to instill that in my children as well, and the persons that I work with.
And you know, when that's in you, that helping thing is in you, you're always helping, no matter where you find yourself. You know, that's just a part of you. That's why I see it. You know, that's just a part of me, to help people, and the truth is that those people that we got to know, and the faculty at then Southwestern Junior Senior High School, you know, they were people who actually would just continually tell us and show us by example that we were a great people and could, you know, do anything. We could do anything, you know, and even though the schools were like separate, you know, we really and truly were never made to feel that we were inferior.
No, not at all.
Never, ever.
And that's why I think it's important that you watch carefully who you associate with. Even at this point in my life now, my business partner, I think, is one of the most fantastic persons I've ever met, because of the fact of she believes that she can achieve. You know, when you tie you, when you link yourself with individuals who are going in the same direction you're going, it helps. And I've been really, really blessed to have her as a business partner and a friend.
And when we talk about association, for those of you who really have some great ideas, or you really want to make something of yourself, you really want to remove yourself from what you consider as really an area that, or a place that really kind of drags you down and holds you back type stuff, you need to associate with people who as has been stated by Bruce, you know, want the best for you. And sometimes that might mean too, you know, not spending a whole lot of time around the home folk. And you know what the first thing they say, Bruce, because you and I have heard, think you're better than whatever. It's not a matter of that. It's just that you've got some goals that you want to reach, and the best way to do that is to plant yourself in some fertile soil. and that fertile soil are those that have really good